Hey, welcome to another episode of the You Only Live Once Life and Business Innovation Style Meditations, Yummy Conversations, where I, Honey, the best-selling author of this book, bring you yummy conversations so that you can not only stay yummy in your body, but also lead from a place of strength, inner compass, and see the impact that you want to make in the world come right through you. So today's conversation is about why you're being stuck right now and you're not where you want to be. So the biggest challenge is if you're watching this, you're probably and most likely someone who has already gained a lot of success or has known success to be around you and are not having exactly what you want. Whether that is in money, in relationships, or even if it's in career goals. What you have wanted before and what you have gotten and what you have achieved still left you feeling like you wanted more. So this is a very big struggle that I hear leaders talk to me all day long about. And it's not something that is difficult and it's not something that is hard to change. Although, now I'm going to be the paradox part of it, although it is. Because one of the things and the reasons why we don't change and why people get stuck and stay stuck is because you don't know what you need to change. So once you know what you actually need to change, that is so much easier. So I'll talk to you a little bit about that, but I'll also share with you some of the pointers inside the first chapter that really speaks to this. So the first chapter is called When I Say Yes to Me, the World Says Yes to Me. So how does this show up in your life? So the first reason and there's a stone under my butt. There's a first reason, you want to see this? First pointer of why you're staying stuck is because you're not seeing that the success that has gotten you to the place now is no longer where and what is going to take you to the next level. Think about it. Just like this stone that was right underneath my butt. There are things that are in your way that has changed. The whole world and the global situation has changed. There are things that are in your way that require your attention. Not so much just to put out fires, but it is a big opportunity for a wake-up call for you to change many of the things that are happening and the way of approach that you're having right now to life that doesn't work anymore. So in the places of triggers where you explode or you feel intense sadness or you have an emotional reaction to, that's one area in which you can find the areas of growth. And the second thing is that if you don't realize these areas of growth that are giving you signals and signs to change and you keep ignoring them, which are coming from your emotional reactions or things that are not working out in your life, there are lessons behind them. It's not like you haven't heard this one before, right? If we don't change or we don't change completely and truly embrace the full transformation that's possible, our bodies are not going to let us get away with it. If you're watching this, it's very likely that the option for you to play small and the option for you to stay small, even though you are already probably extremely admirable and have a lot under your belt, but the option for you to stay in this location, stay in this path in your career, stay in this path in your life journey, and as a male, as a female, as a human, as a part of this community and society, it's no longer all of what you're capable for. And so this is the part where you're wondering, how is this tangible? And how can I actually step up and step through and create this? So the first thing is actually to recognize what is it that's not working in your life right now? Why are you unhappy? You don't need to use a spiritual saran wrap to wrap it around and say, pay attention to the now, although that does work. Pay attention to the now, get present, and acknowledge all the beauty in the world. You know, slowing down, looking at the waters here, enjoying this world. Yes, enjoy your successes, right? That's another area that you can see. Yes, of course, we can enjoy our success areas and we can enjoy what we've created, right? But even in the enjoyment itself and the embracing and the ability to embrace this fullness and this expansion of what you're feeling as you are looking at your accomplishments can also be limiting to what is possible. I'll tell you a story. So, for a very long time, I always knew that whenever I was not on my path, in more tangible terms, I was not doing and contributing at my highest level. I was not in flow. I did not feel that things were easy. I did not feel that things were coming smoothly to me. I did not feel enjoyment. I had to go outside of my day-to-day in order to get enjoyment. When I realized that was happening in my business, I realized that this was no longer fun. And I've set up a construct and a expectation of myself that was keeping me trapped. And I was so focused on creating a certain outcome that was no longer invigorating for my soul. Even though I was creating, this is actually, the wake-up call came when I was creating 7-figure months for my clients, or we were co-creating 5-figure weeks for them after they have basically gone from zero. And I realized that despite the enthusiasm and the joy that I could feel in me to support them, I was no longer fulfilled in what I was doing, and I was no longer happy where I was. And it was difficult, but it showed up in the way that things were getting harder. It was getting harder to find and to get motivated to do the things that I wanted or knew I needed to do. So long story short, I decided to pivot and decided to create from my meditations, from my tuning in, to create a different version of what I wanted to do, recreate the clients that I wanted to work with, and connected with my why, of why I'm here, because I wanted to help people to connect with their highest skills and show up in their biggest way and make the biggest impact in the world. And when I knew that, I also knew that I had to grow and I had to find what my higher impact was and what my higher vision and higher possibility was. So I was stuck in that phase for about like 5 years without knowing it. Of course, I was growing throughout it, and it didn't really become apparent till like about the 4th, 5th year. And then at one point, I broke through it, and I realized that not only did I have to let go of the parts of me that reacted to certain situations in a limiting way. For example, feeling that I was always needing to prove myself, or always needing to get to the next thing, get to the next level, get to the next level, get to the next level, in a way that was pushing instead of receiving, and in a way that was pressuring instead of what now I embrace as ease and flow. I realized that success can be created in a different way. And I still remember the first time that I created clients out of ease, flow, joy. Not that I wasn't before, but I remember the first time that I did it, I was so happy. I literally got to a place where I was able to tell this person truthfully, with so much passion and compassion and anger, that they're freaking stuck So maybe I can share this with you, what I shared with them. This woman was a beautiful woman. I've seen her grow so much. She's creator of so many movements and just an incredible soul overall. She's stuck. She had gone through so many different programs in personal development and business development and created a whole slew of achievements behind her, yet she was not able to feel successful inside. And instead of she tried over and over again, and she was pissed. She was sad where she was embarrassed, she was ashamed, and she was pissed. She was pissed at herself, and she was pissed at me for talking to her about this. And she was literally, when I told her what we could do and the way that we could serve her, she looked at me in the eyes and she told me, not in these exact words, but I'll tell you what she told me. She told me, "You are too expensive." And in other words, sometimes you could take the meaning as, you are not worth it, right? No. Too expensive. You're too expensive. You're too expensive. And this is when I realized that things were different. Because for the first time, instead of cowering down and seeing, oh, I love you so much, let me see how I can work with you, and let me see how I can diminish my value, diminish the work that served so many and I knew could get such a good result, and feel bad about myself and have it reiterated in my head like so many days after, like, oh, I didn't see my worth, doesn't see my value, and all that. My old self would have done that. I watched it. I literally watched it. I literally watched her. I watched that comment. You are too effing expensive, my dear. She covered and she does it with my dear. But the tone behind it was, you're not freaking worth it. You have no right to charge what you do, and you have no right to offer what you do at this level, right? Of course, I just let those words come. It was like a slow motion, like almost like the bullets in Matrix. They came to me. I kept my heart open. I had been serving her and listening and understanding where she was coming from all call along. And like, I saw it coming, and I was ready to take the pain if it would hurt me. Coming. And then something interesting happened. It literally came to my body and it rolled off. And I was sitting there I was like lying on this pillow on my couch, because I actually take calls on my couch these days. And I was lying there on my couch and she was looking at me and she goes, you look so chill. She didn't even know like what she said had that effect and could have that effect on someone. And I was like, whoa, this is a different experience. This is cool. And we had a couple more sentences, couple more conversations. She yelled at me a couple more times about the price and me being more experienced. And if you're experiencing this too, just realize that first of all, nobody can ever tell you what you're worth. Nobody. Don't let anybody tell you what you're worth. You are worthy just by being alive. Yeah, you have inherent worth. You can't be too expensive as a human being, right? Your services, yeah, that can be too expensive. Or the programs, whatever your offers are, you know, what you're selling. Yeah, that can be too expensive, but you cannot be too expensive. Like, who puts a price tag on you? That's one thing. And then, you know, she yelled at me about it a couple times more. And I'm just like, at this point, I'm just like, oh, like, I am different, a person. And then I realized that I needed to tell her the truth. And I didn't know that this was coming. But as we were getting off the call, I felt this energy bubble inside of me and shaking and coming through me. And I was just about to say bye to her, let her go back to her stuck life and just let her be, you know, like, I can't help, like, I wanted to help her and I knew what was possible for her, but I just didn't know how to tell her. I didn't know how to tell her that she needed to change and get out of her stuck place, because what she's thinking about, how she's acting, is not going to serve her and it's not going to work for her, right? And I didn't know how to tell that to her. And I thought it was impolite. And I thought it was, and I didn't know. I've never been in a situation where I could just see this so clearly and just didn't know how to get through to that person and let her know, like, look, you don't have to stay stuck. And so as she was getting off the phone, all this energy came rising through me, and I told her, there's like something that I need to tell, like, there's something I want to tell you, but I don't know how it's going to land, because I don't want it to land in the wrong way. She says, okay. She's like, okay, tell me. It's okay, tell me. And for the first time in my life, I looked at someone straight in their eyes and I said, I don't remember the exact words because it literally just came straight from the heart. But I said, to the degree of, you are the person who's keeping yourself stuck. There's no one here other than you that can take you out of this. Show up. Show up. Show up. So I didn't do it perfectly because I'm still learning how to get this energy out of me and get to that place of deeper power and deeper strength. But it is this. And I can't do it because I really don't want to yell with all these people around. Although I can do it. But it is this. The truth of the matter is this. Stop playing small. Stop letting your old self, like the self that has failed so many times in a certain area, to keep you back. Don't give up. It's not worth it. Don't let someone else tell you what you can do, what you can't do, how you need to succeed if you can't succeed in the things that you want to do. And if you are the one who's telling yourself that, don't let yourself do that to yourself. I was talking to another friend today, and we were talking about, she was telling me that she was stuck, and I love her just so much. She's one of my best friends. She's taken me out of the most abusive situations that I've had in my life. And she's always there for me. And I saw her and she told me she was in this really shitty place. Really low, no energy. And it feels really bad. And she's been here for a while. And I shared this story with her. But before I shared the story with her, I shared another one. And we realized that, oh, this is 20 minutes long, oh my gosh. We realized that we put ourselves in these abusive cycles of addiction, abusive cycles of addiction. You heard it here first. It literally is an addiction. You are addicted to your old self, and that's what's keeping you stuck. That's what's keeping you stuck. That addictive behavior to your old self is exactly why you are stuck, you're unhappy, you can't sleep at night. It is exactly why you're here. And this is exactly why you're here till this particular second listening to this. So if you're willing and you're ready to face yourself and removing this flaw, we have a whole program for you. Let's have a conversation and see if it's your time to unstuck that inner frickin' gremlin that's taking you down. Let's talk. If this is valuable to you, share it. Contact me. See you in the next video. Mwah.